Are you an easy person to get gifts for?
Yeah, I'm pretty easy. I have a lot of interests.
I have reached a stage where I don't really even want anything. The only thing that I really want is for people to get rid of things. That's the gift to me, is that I'll get you a gift, but in return, you have to get rid of 3 things in the house.
How does that work out for you? Has that ever been a
It's not working out
successful
well.
tactic?
No, it hasn't worked at all. It's just as shocking to me the sheer amount of stuff that you accumulate over a lifetime. Like, what is all this stuff?
I'm going to take another angle of that. And actually, as I get older, I'm noticing, especially my wife, God love her, all the stuff that we quote unquote hoard, a lot of it's coming to use. So I can't blame her. I can't, it's, looking at it, I may be the hoarder, actually. I might be the problem in our relationship.
Oh, you keep stuff? I'll get rid of things so quick. I can't wait to get rid of stuff.
Like, I keep, like, the things that don't matter. Like T-shirts, clothes, blue jeans, any of those types of things. I'll give them away in a heartbeat. Or if they have a rip in them or something, I'll throw them away. But, action figures, video games, books, I keep pretty much every one of those that I've ever owned.
It's hard to get rid of a book. Like, you just feel a little bit dumber if you get rid of a book.
I actually feel kind of smarter when I look at my collection and I see some of the books I've read over the past decade.
It's like an achievement. You have to keep it. If you actually read a book, you have to keep that book. Like, there's no way I'm getting rid of a book that I actually spent time to read.
All right, well, I do have some shout-outs for some very lucky people. Lindsay Hay, Michael Sunanik, Eric Gween, Daniel Warhol, Jordan Lardon, or it could be Lardon. Maybe it's not Lard.
Probably
I don't know.
It's probably Lardon. I don't think you want to be called Lardon.
Hussein Haji, Jocelyn June, Brett Dickey. Sure he never got. Sure, he never got made fun of as a kid.
That wasn't awful whatsoever for him.
Yeah. Actually a great guy. So he, good guy.
Do you know Dickie Brett?
I do know Brett Dickey. I do.
How does he feel about being named Brett Dickey?
He's a very, if I had to describe Brett in kind of a couple words, I'd say he's a very well put together, nice guy. Like, he just goes with the flow.
Okay. How often would you have to be made fun of for you to change your name? Like, where you would go in and actually change your name?
I mean, I've never been bullied to that extent, so I don't want to talk for people who have. But I don't think any type of bullying or being made fun of would make me change my name. I don't think I would care enough.
Oh, I think that you probably would. If it came up in every conversation, I would probably consider changing my name.
What bothers me as an adult is people still can't get my name right, to spell it. I'm like, it's not that hard. It's 5 letters.
I mean, if I didn't know your name and you said, my name's John Shull, I wouldn't know how to spell it.
Well, first off, I'd probably slur my words, so I probably sound like I'm saying Jim Shaw.
John Shull? Yeah,
John
dude, I
Shull.
don't know how to spell Shull.
I mean, I think I still have you on my phone as Nick VinZant.
Right,
so.
you already have my name correctly. My name is really easy. It's VinZant. VinZant. And people misspell that all the time. Shull is a harder name to spell than VinZant.
I think just because you have the sh at the beginning of mine. Anyways, no one cares. Let's see. Kobe Haddad, Jacques Bagaris, Leo Armand, and Kelly Stobie. Appreciate all of you.
Solid. Kelly, female or male?
Female by the looks of her Instagram picture.
Okay. Kelly's one of those names that, like, that can really go either way. Logan, one of my son's names, also can really go either way.
All right, well, I got some dandies here for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
I feel like we have to start. I feel like I had to bring this up just because, we do talk about current events in a fun way. So as we know, there's if you're the president or president-elect, apparently you can pardon anybody, including yourself, and do anything and get away with it. So my question to you would be, if you had a family member that you could pardon, we'll say for a less serious crime, so not murder, armed robbery, sexual assault, but if it was like a lesser crime, right? Lesser crime. Would you pardon them if you could?
I think if it was the same kind of circumstances, in that, okay, did he really do this, or was it kind of all played up as part of a political strategy, get to the father through the son? If it was that kind of circumstances, yeah, I would go ahead and do it. And also, the guy's what, like 80? And he's the president of the United States? Like, what are you going to do to him?
Yeah.
Like, if you I'm a big believer of play the hand that you were dealt.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we don't have to get into the current political landscape. I just think if I have that much power to pardon, I'm pardoning just the most random people. Like, I'm just going to be like, oh, you fucked a turkey? You're pardoned.
I don't know about that. I feel like that one should stick. Right? Yeah. Like, that's the kind of person that probably doesn't need to be back in society. But, I mean, there's kidding. Some stuff that people... That's kind of a crazy idea of pardoning someone. That you're just like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, I mean...
Forget it.
You? No. I know you did this, but you're fine. You're good. You're kind of rich, kind of powerful at one point. You're good. You're good to go.
The only thing that I have to say in a political sense of that, and we are not a show that goes into political, but I will wade into it briefly. Whatever your opinion is, you just need to be consistent. You can't look at this side and say that that's wrong and then not apply the same logic to the other side, right? So you got to be consistent. Pick your position and then stick with it. Don't change it based on the team that you personally root for.
Speaking of teams, it's a perfect segue. The past weekend, one of the dumbest, and I've said this privately for a long time, one of the dumbest traditions in college football, and I'll call it a tradition, is when an away team takes down a rival, and we'll use Michigan, Ohio State as a backdrop
just one
today.
second. My son is playing Zelda, and he needs to show me his latest achievement. So, okay, I got to talk to you about it later. This is very important. Okay,
good.
Okay. Oh, you got the Hylian trousers.
And you also got this. No, I got this.
Okay. Oh, the champions thing. All right, go play.
Just for you that can't see this is amazing. Hopefully you are watching live on YouTube right now.
He had a big accomplishment, man. That's a great.
I know.
That's a great honor as a father that your son is excited and all he wants to do is show you something. I don't care what it is. I'm going to look at it and think it's the greatest thing in the world.
I'm with you. I'm more power to you. You're a great dad. Good for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, finish your thing.
Anyways, when you have I don't know where I left off, but college football, you have a rivals playing, the away team wins. It happened between Michigan and Ohio State, and then there was a fight broke out, and then somehow in the fight, some Ohio State troopers got some mace and started macing everybody because they were freaked out. And that wasn't the only college. I mean, it happens. I think it's so. I'm going to go on another 10-second rant. I think it's stupid. I think students should not be allowed on any kind of playing surface in college sports, basketballs, arenas, college, football stadiums. It should be banned. Everything should be banned in terms of flag planting, goalpost uprooting. Like it's too much. Like
I completely disagree. I think that everybody should have to reap what they sow. And I think all these announcers like, oh my God, there's a fight. Oh, they're fighting on the field. How terrible. After they just spent the last however many hours slamming their heads into each other, now it's somehow terrible because they're getting into a fight. I just think all of this is the most hypocritical thing in the world. That like, oh no, let's get all these people together. Let's give them a bunch of beer. Let's encourage them to be all rah, 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 support their team. And then just when it's over, like we should just be able to wipe our hands with it. And oh my gosh, this is so terrible, right? Like it's okay to get everybody all riled up, but then when the consequences come, suddenly everybody's so up against it. You don't get one without the other.
I mean, that's not a bad way to put it or a way to look at it. I don't know. It just bothers me. It bothered me before Michigan, Ohio State. It's always kind of like Vanderbilt beat somebody this year, so they drag the goalpost 2 miles into a river outside of Nashville or in Nashville. Like it's excessive. I mean, excessive sportsmanship sometimes goes too far.
I think people go too far, but I just think that the sport, the powers that be, so to speak, whether that's the teams themselves, the announcers, the broadcasters, whoever you want to put in there, they completely encourage everybody to support their team, to tune in, to watch this violent game, and then when it turns around on them, suddenly they're clutching their pearls. Like, it's one or the other. You don't get to have both. I can't believe people acted like people. How awful this is. I mean, at the same time, all the players are like 19 to 22-year-old kids.
Anyway, so no one's going to get maced, all right? And I'd like to talk to that state trooper that just started spraying mace everywhere because he thought one of the players was getting murdered on the field. I mean,
if he thought a player was getting murdered, I would probably encourage him to spray mace at the same time, right? Like, oh, that's getting out of hand, and those aren't exactly the kind of people you're going to win in a fight easily with. Like, I feel bad for those police officers that have to go out there and you're like, you want me to do what? You want me to hold on? I'm the person that's supposed to separate these 5 300-pound giant people from these other 5 300-pound giant people, and it's just me. Everybody's getting maced. I'm not even like waiting. I'm just walking onto the field macing anybody I can see because you're gonna lose that.
You're just walking. People are being cordial, and you're just spraying them in the face.
If somebody had a press conference and they're like, Officer Statenko, why did you mace everyone? And it'd be like, well, it was the Ohio State football team. I'd be like, oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would fly great because, it's flown so well. All right. This has caught my eye because you know how much of a Dwayne Johnson fan I am. Apparently, he is wearing a bodysuit for the live-action Moana film, and it got me thinking. Wait,
is this one or is this the next one? Is this the film that's currently out or the film that's coming up?
This is a live action, not a what do they call it? Animated movie. That's the
animation.
Yeah. But it just got me to think, like, if that guy needs a suit, like a muscle suit, a bodysuit, we're all fucked. Like, it's all over.
Right. Imagine how much roids he would have to take to get to that point.
He's never done roids.
Oh, right. That's what I like. It's just one of those things. Like, everybody's going to lie to you and then get mad when suddenly you call them out about telling the truth. Like, oh, no, I can't believe these players are fighting after we got them all hyped up, told them the other team is the enemy and to attack them and that this game, their reputation was on the line. But no, now they're in a fight. Clutching your pearls. Here's
something. I don't know. I dabble in social media from time to time, as we all do. It seems like there's been multiple UFO sightings in the last 2 weeks. And I know they're probably all bullshit, but it makes me wonder if the aliens are getting ready for an invasion.
I think that this is a sign of how stressed out and stretched to the limits our society has become here in the United States. Like, people are losing their minds.
Yeah.
Like, people are going off the deep end, and we're in for it.
I think
we're in for it.
I think the term from both sides, not just one side, is, fuck around and find out. So I guess we'll see what happens.
I think 2025 is the year of us finding out. We've been fucking around on a lot of things, and I think we're about to find out.
Do you want to, join our families together? We can live in one duplex?
No, dude, I don't want to live with your family. You got all your in-laws moving in. I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. That's for another time. That's pretty much it. I was going to bring up about how Elton John apparently lost his eyesight, but I don't know. I don't know if anyone cares, so...
Well, I mean, Elton John does.
I mean, he cares, but...
That's got to be tough, man, to have a sense that whole time and then you suddenly lose it. Like, I know that we don't talk about this a lot, but I'll make this really quick. So I was born without a sense of smell. My wife is telling me there's apparently now some procedures where they're having luck restoring people's senses of smells. That would be insane.
Okay.
One day never have had a sense for 30 plus years of your life, and then one day you have it.
Speaking of, are we ready?
Is it that time?
Whoosh.
It's time. The outlaw candle connoisseur rides again. Candle of the month. Zip up your pull-up. Get serious.
This might be the most, when you're talking about candles, this might be the most consequential, important candle that you're going to buy of the entire year.
Wow. Okay.
The Christmas time candle. It's important because, we're hosting people. You want your house to smell good. It's getting cold in most parts of the country or world, unless you're, of course, like in Australia. So anyway,
You have no idea what time. Like, do you have any idea about like the other side of the world, like what season it is?
No,
it's.
not at all.
I know it's summer somewhere, but I have no idea. Not
Maybe.
a clue.
Think it's summer in South America? Like, I don't know. Africa? South of the equator? I don't know.
Southern Hemisphere, I assume.
Yeah. Anyways, so the candle of the month this month, probably a top 3 candle for me of all time.
Ooh, bold.
Has a great name. It's over at Bath and Body Works. It's on sale right now. Go check it out. Get the 3-wick. It's going to cost you about $17 plus shipping. It's only there for the winter, and it's called The Perfect Christmas.
Whoa. That's a bold statement. Can it back it up?
So, if I had to describe it quickly but efficiently, it starts off as a Christmas tree, so you get a little bit of pine. A little bit of like starchy pine, like it doesn't hit you, but it kind of just flows over things. Then you're gonna get some cinnamon after that. Maybe like kind of a sweet smell, like a nutmeg spice, cinnamon spice type smell. And then then it soothes off, and it ends with like some. I almost want to call it candy, but it's supposed to be like marshmallow, and it takes you through like the best parts of Christmas time, which are, Christmas trees, winter, food, sugar, marshmallows, cake or pie, everything. It's delicious.
That's what I was going to say. Is it sounds like it takes you through the Christmas journey of preparing for Christmas. Ooh, Christmas is kind of here. You're making cookies. You're making the food, and now it's Christmas Day.
And it was, it comes in a red glass. So once you burn through it, you can always, the glass can be reused for, throughout the season. You can put other candles in it, like I just started doing, where literally I'm taking candle wax. When the candle gets down to a certain point, right, the wax isn't usable anymore because the wick it's too short. So it won't burn like that little bit of wax at the bottom. So you scrape it up. And after you do that, after 5 or 6 candles, you have enough to burn for maybe 5 or 6 hours, another candle out of that wax. So that's what I've been doing.
This is the part of the show I would like to remind people that John has had sex with a woman, he claims, at least twice. He has 2 children. He has known a woman intimately. Has he satisfied her or disappointed her? Most likely one of those. My money's on one. My money's on one more than the other.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's definitely one of those.
Let me tell you that it's not always happy in my house.
But when you start this candle here, okay, right? When you say it transitions smells, is that through as it burns through the entire candle, or just as it's burning? So let's say you're gonna light it for an hour, you'll get all 3 of those smells in the hour, or you have to wait for the candle wax to like burn down. You get it in segments, or you get it as it flows.
Yeah, no, you get it as it flows. Not you're not like it's not going to go through in an hour. But I was talking to someone probably a month or so ago about candles because I really think we should copyright this thing. Should copyright this, but whatever. Candles are kind of like records. Like most records take you through a story, through a journey. Candles are the same way.
Okay.
And yes, I have at least had, love twice. That's a fact. So, made love twice.
Have you ever become aroused shopping for candles or looking at candles? Have you ever gotten a slight chub?
No, not at all. But I will tell you that if any of you out there that are listening see me in the wild at a candle store, and you come up to me and call me the candle connoisseur, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably start crying.
It would probably be I would assume that would be a highlight of your life. Marriage, children, being recognized as the candle connoisseur. What if they asked you for advice? What if they didn't just see you, but they said, "Hey, John, I know you're the candle connoisseur. What do you think I should get?"
I've had people ask me for it, like at work in my personal life. They ask me.
It has to be a random. It has to be a random person. It's like, John, what do you think about this?
Well, send me a DM. Send us messages. We're all over social media. Be happy to answer any of your candle questions. I mean, this is important. All right, this is an important time of year for candles.
Is there anything that is like a runner-up as Christmas to Christmas time is the most important time for candles?
I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head in terms of like new ones, but I mean, I'm a big pine fan, like piney, like Christmas tree. I would try to find something like that. I mean, think about it, right? What is your favorite? Actually, let me go back 2 steps. There's a candle called Christmas wrapping paper. Mm-hmm. Can't remember who makes it, but it literally smells like wrapping paper, like on Christmas morning. Like if you were walking to whatever room the presents were in, and it has like that paper smell. Like that's nostalgia. Like that's a great smell.
Cool.
Anyways, all right. I listen, for all of you out there, I could talk candles for days. I could have my own podcast about candles.
You could have a candle connoisseur podcast. I don't understand why it's stopping you besides lack of effort.
Yeah, it's what it is. Lack of effort. Children,
lack of effort. Okay.
Everything else.
Understandable. Are you ready for our top 5?
Gin. I am ready for a top 5.
Gin is so gross. Gin is like the worst. The bottles are the least appealing looking. The name is the least appealing. Like, what do you want? Gin? It just reminds me of like, gin just seems like leftover alcohol. Like, what do you got at the bottom of this trash heap? Well, we call it gin.
No, I mean, I think I'm a big fan, obviously. It's one of my top 3 liquors, and I enjoy it. I enjoy a nice gin over scotch or whiskey most days.
Okay. All right. Well, that says a lot. Okay, so our top 5 is the top 5 Christmas songs. It's your number 5.
So just for the record, I went with the song, not the person who sings it.
Okay.
So I don't know if that changes anything. But my number 5, I went with "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree."
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop.
Okay, I got no issues with that. I can understand "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree." It's a good song. I went with "Last Christmas" by Wham.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Last Christmas.
You give my heart. Yeah, okay.
You tore it apart. Probably the saddest popular Christmas song is "Last Christmas" by Wham.
I mean, I know it, but I don't know if I could, like, if I actually know it. You know what I mean?
It's hard. It's an emotional journey. Thank you, Wham.
Sorry.
Okay, you number 4?
Holly Jolly Christmas.
Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street,
A holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. Now go to my house, grab a beer, sit down, and let's
Cheer.
cheer. See, there you go. So yeah, Holly Jolly Christmas, my number 4.
I don't know if I've ever listened to this full song, but I like this song. It's a good song. "White Christmas," Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby. That.
I'm dreaming.
Oh, that's an iconic voice.
White Christmas. Yeah, of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually had this debate with people, and I don't know if I'm educated enough to have this debate, but I think him, Frank Sinatra, and Elvis Presley are the reasons why Christmas music is what it is today.
I think you could throw in Nat King Cole on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Mariah Carey. I would say Mariah Carey has probably been more influential towards Christmas music than any other artist.
I think if I didn't know Mariah Carey, you know, like, not like know her, but if like I wasn't like with her, like in terms of seeing her as an artist and things, maybe I'd agree with that. But I don't know why. But she just rubs me the wrong way, and I don't know why.
I think because you and I are of the generation that remembers that she was pretty out there for a while. Like, she had some personal views, issues that really kind of like, wow, it's good you're very talented because otherwise... What number are we on?
My number 3, which is Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
I think that's too low.
Feliz Navidad.
I think that's a great song.
Feliz Navidad.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I have that higher. My number 3 is easily the funniest Christmas song. Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Walking home from our house Christmas Eve.
You put that on there because you're from Kansas. That's kind of up there with the All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth song for me. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. Two front teeth. So
I have a son, actually, who lost his 2 front teeth, and he wants them for Christmas.
my daughter too.
They're destined.
They're okay. All right, my what? Where am I? My number 2. So it's a tie, and they're both from shows. So it's You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, and Frosty the Snowman.
It's Frosty the Snowman.
Okay. There's not a lot that I would really have a big issue with. My number 2, All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey.
All I want. I left that off. That should be on the list probably, but I left it off because, like I said, not a big fan.
She can sing. Christmas is her time. She owns Christmas. It's hers. It's hers. What's your number 1 then?
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
I don't even have that on the list.
It's just, it's a classic. It's just, and it's, if you know that, what I just sang or said, you know the song. And everyone knows that quick verse.
My number 1 is Feliz Navidad. I think that's the best Christmas song. It's the most uplifting Christmas song.
Yeah, it's globally, it's probably one of the most popular as well, if not the most popular.
Yeah, I bet it's up there. It might be like the number 1 overall globally. Feliz Navidad. Dun, 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 dun. Upbeat, happy. I like those. Our American classic Christmas songs are a little bit too slow.
Yeah, but once again, I think it's because the crooner made them famous.
Good you have on your honorable mention. I have a ton.
Holly Jolly Christmas, Silver Bells, anything TSO, which, if you don't know TSO, not going to go into it, but What Child Is This is one of my more favorites.
What's
songs by them.
TSO? I don't know what TSO is.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Who do you think wins in a fight? Mannheim Steamroller or Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Well, I've never seen Mannheim, but I will tell you there are a couple of kick-ass rockers in TSO. So I'm going to go with TSO.
Okay, keep going with your honorable mention, and I'll go.
All right, I have Mariah Carey on there. Last Christmas, like you said, Baby Please Come Home. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle Bell Rock. Boom, 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 boom. And then I got to find it because I can't. I was trying to. I ran out of time. Hallelujah, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and then the song that I have to find real fast because I can't remember it. And Santa Claus is coming to town.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra has way more people. Mannheim Steamroller has 6 people. Trans-Siberian Orchestra has 24 plus 8, 32, 34, 36. Trans-Siberian Orchestra has like 40 plus people. So they could definitely take Mannheim Steamroller in a ruckus, if if you need.
How many people are in Mannheim Steamroller?
6 people, but they play 20 instruments. I would have thought it
Wow.
was more than that.
It's impressive.
I like Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Mannheim Steelrollers. I wasn't really listening when you were talking, so let me know if I covered any of there, if you already did any of these.
I'm just going to sit here and finish my drink.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Andy Williams. Wonderful Christmas time. Santa Claus is coming to town and walking around the Christmas tree. Brenda Lee.
I thought you said you had so many. That was like 3.
Oh, I thought I wrote them all together, so I thought I had more than I really did. I had like 8. I try not to make my list too big, right?
It's better to be small and compact than big and wild.
Don't go tracing waterfalls. That's what TLC said a long time ago, and it's just as true today as it was then.